Church of the Open Door is located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. We are a large community of followers of Jesus who care about truth, grace, and lives transformed. For more information, visit us online at www.thedoor.org.
Well, I want to invite a friend of mine up as we wrap up here. Her name is Jenny Hill. And Jenny has been coming to Open Door for a few years. She's a mentor in the Next Gen program. And Jenny is a teacher. And she also has cerebral palsy. And so I asked her to share with us a little bit about how life with cerebral palsy in the inside of that belly is like. And so, Jenny, hi.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about first of all, what cerebral palsy is, so that we know.
Yeah, okay. I was born at 29 weeks, and so when babies are born prematurely like that, that can be traumatic, and I didn't have enough oxygen going to my head. So as a result, I developed cerebral palsy, or CP. So in a normally healthy, functioning human body, our brain is telling our muscles to contract and relax so that we can do things like walk. But some of my muscles don't get that message to turn off, so they're always tight. So that makes tasks like walking challenging, but it also affects like my hand-eye coordination, my reaction time is slow, my balance is off, so things like that. I had an orthopedic operation at 4 years old to kind of correct some of those things, but I still walk with a limp.
So Jane, tell us about what that experience was like in junior high and high school.
Yes, well, in my formative years, I remember just a lot of time of waiting and just wanting to grow up faster, hoping that adulthood would be just a little better. Because even as early as elementary school, I guess, people would come up to me and just say, hey, can I ask you a personal question? And, I would kind of get this sense of pain because I didn't have a lot of friends, and then people are coming up to me, but they don't really want to know me. The next question is, why do you walk like that? And so not only am I answering a personal question, but I'm disappointed again that you don't want to know me. You're interested about what you see here. So I always felt socially awkward that way. A couple of things. It takes more energy for me to move, and so that's going on, plus you going through normal adolescent development, so I was just tired all the time. So I'd see my peers, they're doing sports and they're doing the arts, and they're really doing well in school, and they've got this social life, and I just felt like I can't keep up with that. I don't measure up. And also, my friends started to be in athletics, which I'm very happy for them, but I realized that's something I'll never be able to do. And not only are they getting to be involved in this fun activity, but they're meeting all these friends, and again, I'm left out. So I felt like I spent a lot of time alone and that I was an outsider.
Yeah. And so you grew up in all of this, going to church and hearing different messages about God, but your experience inside of the belly of CP led you into some interesting struggles with God. So talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, when I was in junior high, my family started going to a church that believed in miraculous healing, and I was prayed over very frequently, sometimes nightly, for about a period of 2 years maybe. And just, there are a lot of people in my life that were just so excited and really believed I was going to be healed, and I believed that, but as time went by, I realized that wasn't going to happen, and so obviously I was very disappointed, and I started to ask why, and the overwhelming opinion I got was, well, you must not want it enough, and pray harder. And that devastated me because I did want to be healed more than anything else in my life. I just wanted to go to Fayette the next day and do what everybody else was doing, and so I didn't know how to want it more, and I had prayed. So that brought me to a place that I did not want to be, struggling with questions that were so big. And I started to ask some bigger questions, like, what kind of God? It says in the Bible that he heals, but he's not going to heal me. And yeah, that was the biggest one. And how do I love a God who I don't understand? So, and what kind of a God looks down at a 12-year-old girl who just wants to fit in and decides, no, this is going to be a no? Those were hard questions, and so I was devastated because I already felt like I was socially awkward, physically just a failure, and now spiritually a failure too. Somehow I hadn't done enough.
And so into the mind of this 12-year-old girl who just wants a friend,
Yeah.
are all these huge questions. What helped you in that time? What helped you as you struggle with God? What helped you learn? What helped your character be formed? How did you not get out of that, but how did you move through that?
Okay. Well, growing up, we lived by a potato farm, oddly enough, and I used to walk the dog in that field and just pray and weep because I was just devastated. But I remember one point I want to get out of this, and I did just feel that invitation from the Lord, just stick with this, and so I decided I was just going to stop seeking the Lord for healing since that was going to be a no, and just keep praying, keep reading the Word, keep going to church, keep seeking Him. But I, just to cope, just kind of held this pain inside me and this not knowing what was going to happen and why God had decided to act like this in my life. And I just kind of progressed like this, really for a better part of 10 years, until a family member brought me to a conference, and it was Beth Moore, and she said, if God hasn't granted this deep desire of your heart, it's not because He's forgotten about you. He sees that thing, and He has good plans for your life, and He is at work, so pay attention. So I finally went home and just repented and just said, Lord, I will stop. I am done wrestling with you about this thing. I will never fight you about this again. I accept the sovereign will of God in my life, and since you're not going to remove cerebral palsy from my body, will you just please use it for your glory? And that brought about a lot of peace in our relationship.
Which just stop. That's a crazy prayer. Prayed by a courageous person who has really suffered. I mean, that is amazing. The antithesis of Tylenol. But yeah. So, Jenny, talk about how you feel like your character has been formed over the years.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned I'm a teacher. This is my third year teaching, and then I'm also involved in the Next Gen program. So within the course of a week, I see a lot of kids, and I've noticed that not everybody's on the normal curve, and because I was not on the normal curve, I've just noticed that this whole process has really helped me develop an eye for the kids that aren't included, and really work to try to include those kids in the group, and just noticed that I have this sense of, I guess, compassion and empathy for those children, and that are, maybe they've got a disability, or maybe they're just socially awkward, and to just try to come alongside them and encourage them. Another character trait would be humility. I trip and fall a lot in public, and that is very humbling, because I'm face to face with my limitations and I'm picking myself up. And that really helps to remind me that I'm not perfect, that I need the Lord, and I need to ask for help from other people to do some things in my life. But humility has also come about in my relationship with the Lord. I mean, having to come to a place where I just realized that I can't change myself, I can't heal my relationship with the Lord. I can't remove, cerebral palsy from my body. I can't do that. I need, God has works for us to do, but if we're going to go do those works, we need His transforming power. He needs to do it, and that was quite a revelation for me. And then the final thing is, and this has brought a lot of peace for me too, I don't understand really why I wasn't healed, and I feel like the Lord is not expecting me to come up with an answer. That in my relationship with Him, I can just seek Him with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength, and really, when I come to those questions that I don't understand, I don't wrestle anymore, I guess. I don't fight. I don't get angry. I just say, oh, that makes me just in awe of you. That you're God. You see the whole picture. You have quite a perspective, and this is something I don't understand, so I'm going to worship you because that's just amazing.
Wow. There's just so many nuggets here. I mean, you need to get the CD of this or save it. Last question, just real quick. Tell a story or two about people that you feel like you've been able to understand and help because of what you've been through.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just share one story. I came in contact with a girl. She was wheeled up to me in a wheelchair with the same type of body cast that I had when I was 4, and I looked at her, and I thought I was looking in the mirror. I mean, it's me. So I went up to her, and I said, hi, I have cerebral palsy, and she just was like, me too. So I brought some pictures, and the next day I showed her, so, okay, here on this page, you see I'm in this body cast like you are, I'm going out trick-or-treating. And then I flipped a few pages, and I said, and here I am riding a bike with training wheels. I said, so you might be sitting here right now, immobilized, but hang on, because this operation is going to allow you to do some things you can't do right now, and it's a very good thing. So I guess just to wrap it up, I always thought if I got healed, that would just be the most incredible thing and encourage so many people. But I guess as I've journeyed on with the Lord, I've come to see that this struggle is really what has brought hope to a lot of people and really where God has used me the most.
Yeah, I think, Jenny, as I hear your story, you are dry ground for people. That when you tell your story of flipping through your photo album, I mean, for a little girl that's 4 to see a picture of someone that has been through exactly what she's going through now, riding a bike, is hope. And you can't, someone that hasn't been through that can't say it with that power. Let's thank Jenny for sharing her story.